everyone. My name is Fabien Delax. I'm a digital transformation and innovation consultant at NRB. And my job is really to help our customers innovate like startups using the tools, methodologies, and approach those new players use to innovate. So today I'm going to tell you the love story between Ethias and NRB that gave birth to Flora, a new player on the insurance market that aims to disrupt it. So as you know, there's a phenomenon of digital Darwinism that makes any company on this planet in a situation where they have to innovate, to adapt to this new digital economy, or they're just going to die. If we look at the numbers, half of the 500 biggest companies 20 years ago have disappeared because they didn't adapt to this new reality. So this is true for every industry. And in the insurance industry, it's also true. And I'm going to show you a few examples of new entrants, full digital player entrants that are disrupting the market today. The biggest example is Lemonade. It's a US-based startup, and now we can call it even a scale-up. They raised more than $500 million since 2016. And today, if you look at the home insurance in the United States, 20% of any new contract yearly is for Lemonade. The same in France, we have Luco. That's a startup that was created in 2016 too, but they started selling home insurance products in 2018. And it's the fastest growing insurtech company in Europe, and they raised more than 70 million euros. There are lots of small players with a very niche or a very small insurance product, like Covered, for example, still a French player, and they can cover your smartphone in less than 2 minutes, fully online. There's another phenomenon, which is what we call embed insurance. It's a bit like when you put a YouTube video embed on a website. You can also embed insurance into other products and other services. Cowboy here is a Belgian company making electric bikes. They raised also a lot of money, and they noticed that most of their customers didn't really want there was a barrier to the entry of new customers because lots of those bikes get stolen or damaged. And so they decided to offer, together with their product, some kind of a subscription, monthly subscription that includes an insurance for this. Even the brokers, because you have to know that 80% of the market, the insurance market in Belgium, is the sales channel is really the agents or the insurance brokers. You have Serafin, which is Brussels based, and that sells all kind of insurance products, fully digital, and they are the first full digital insurance broker in Belgium. And when you look at that, you see that on the other side we have traditional players, big players. You all know the AG Insurance, Ethias, DKV, AXA of this world. If you look at them, they compete on prices. They all face technological and cultural depths. They have high overhead costs because they are big companies with lots of people, and they see slowly their profits eroding. Even if we know that for insurance companies, 2020 was some of the best years in the last decade, but in reality, really, the profits are structurally eroding. So at Ethias, we looked at this situation. We helped Ethias look at this situation, and they decided to disrupt the company before being disrupted by a new entrant. So if you look at a few numbers about Ethias, it's the third insurance player on the Belgian market. It's a 100 years old company with almost 1.2 million customers, B2C customers in Belgium. So it's a very large player on this market. We looked at the situation and we made some analysis, and the output was the SWOT. So we looked at the strengths and the weaknesses of Ethias, and we saw, for example, that Ethias is a very experienced company with lots of expertise. They have the best image on the market. If you look at all insurers, they have a phygital and direct business model, which means they are in direct contact with their customers, and they have all the data about their customers. When you look at players like AXA or AG Insurance, they don't hold the full relationship with the customers because the brokers do. Ethias also has the NRB group as a magnificent asset because it's one of the leading ICT player on the market. If you look at weaknesses, there's the size of the company, which is not only for Ethias, but of course, the agility of such a big company is not the same as the one you can find in startups. They address the mass market, so they have to make compromises when they communicate. And they also have some tech legacies that they have to deal with. If you look at the threats, we talked about it. Of course, there are all those new entrants I quoted, but also the Google, Amazon, and Facebook of this world, who have all the data necessary to design and also sell really personalized insurance product to almost anyone on the planet. So we looked at opportunities, and we found that we could offer a new full digital customer experience to a niche market that we call that at that moment the millennials. And we also wanted to leverage the new ways of working. So at NRB, one of the strengths of Ethias, we have 4 pillars. The first one is really end-to-end core IT offering to different verticals. And also the other pillars address specific verticals through the subsidiaries of NRB. A few numbers: we had a turnover of 3,050 million euros, last year, and we forecast to have 500 million euros next year, with more than 2,600 collaborators. So it's a big company with lots of services. Personally, I work in the digital transformation and innovation department, but as you can see, we have a full offering for any mid-size to up-market company in the country. So together with the strengths of Ethias and their expertise in insurance, and the strengths of NRB and our expertise in ICT and innovation and digital transformation, we decided to create Flora, which is the first 100% digital insurance in Belgium. There's a small video that we released that will show you how it works, and I'm going to show it to you right now so you understand what is Flora exactly.
Dit is Flora, de eerste 100% digitale verzekering van België. Een verzekeringscontract afsluiten of een schadegeval melden was nog nooit zo eenvoudig. Een terugbetaling krijgen ging nog nooit zo snel. Met Flora kan je je in minder dan 2 minuten online verzekeren. Zeg ons over welk type woning het gaat, geef je adres in, vertel ons je huurbedrag en je krijgt meteen je prijs te zien. Klinkt goed? Maak je account aan. Zeg ons vanaf wanneer je wil starten, kies je betaalmiddel en bevestig je contract. Dat ging snel. Contract in orde, download de app en meld je aan. Je huurbaas vraagt je om een verzekeringsbewijs, stuur het hem rechtstreeks door via de app. Hoe cool is dat? Heb je een probleem waarvoor we moeten tussenkomen? Open de chat in de app Vertel Flora wat er is gebeurd. En zeg ons wat er beschadigd of gestolen is. Wij berekenen het bedrag van je schadevergoeding en betalen je zo snel mogelijk terug. Dank je, Flora. Interesse? Check je prijs en sluit in minder dan 2 minuten je contract af op onze site www.flora.insure.
Okay, so as you saw, this is some kind of the end result. So I'm going to explain now the steps that we took to get there with the methodologies that we use in the innovation department at NRB. So the first step is really to get out of the building. What does it mean? It really means that you have to go outside, call customers, go meet them, if you can, outside the building, of course, to really understand deeply what are the problems they face with your industry, with your with the customer experience that you offer today. And so that's what we did. We interviewed several, well, almost 100 people to really understand what were the pains they were facing and what were the expectations they had regarding insurance. And what we found, really, I don't think you will be surprised, but the main finding is that people hate insurers. They think insurers are opaque. They are not clear about what is covered, what is not. They are dishonest because when they have to pay, they don't pay the full value of what was damaged. And some people even think that insurers are useless because, of course, it's the only product in the world that you pay, hoping you will never call it to be used. So we gather all these findings into a value proposition canvas. So on the right, you can see all the needs that we discovered talking to those customers. And on the left, you will see all the features that we will add into our value proposition to match somewhere to answer those needs. So we also design, of course, an insurance product, but the aim of Flora is really not to innovate on the insurance product side, but really on the customer experience. And so if we want to sum up the value proposition, it's really Flora, the insurance as it should be, simple, fast, transparent, and ethic, because these are the features that the market is waiting for when they are talking about an insurer. Then we tested this value proposition several times in the lean year. So we designed some landing pages that we put in front of customers, put them in situations, and then, okay, you're looking for an insurance. Which one are you going to choose? So first test, of course, people were choosing other providers. So we improved our value proposition and the way we communicated it until most of the people we interviewed chose our value proposition. We also tested the user experience. So we prototyped the mobile application because the idea was really to go fully mobile or mobile first. So we designed rapidly several prototypes of the application. We tested it on people, on users, to really fine-tune the way the app will have to be developed. At this point, there's not a single line of code. Then we did all the homework we had to do. We look at the market. So how much money could we make out of this value proposition? We designed all the hypothesis of the business model. So who are we addressing? What will be the sales channels? What we had to put in place to be able to deliver this service or this product to the market. We designed the target operating model, who is going to do what. We also designed a go-to-market strategy that helped us also design the customer experience and the different interfaces, user interfaces and back office interfaces we needed to be able to deliver the value to customers. In short, we tested lots of hypotheses with really a goal to de-risk all the project. So that's what we do in our department. We really put all hypotheses on paper and design tests to validate or invalidate them, to de-risk the project and understand if it's a viable or not ID, if it's a good or not ID at the end. So we did that. For example, we tested the technical architecture that we wanted to put in place with a proof of concept made in a few weeks. We also made marketing campaigns, test marketing campaigns to prove how we could acquire customers and what would be the cost of acquiring those customers. And at the end, we had our costs, the size of the market. We knew how many users we could attract to our platform, and we were able to complete a business case and to measure the profitability of the project in time. It's based on this output that the board of directors of Ethias decided to fund the project, and so they gave us the money to work on it and build a team, and that's what we started in the beginning of 2020. And that's the next step. We build the A team. So we gather together the experts from Ethias and the experts from NRB on different technologies and different approaches like UX designers, UI designers, backend developers, Salesforce experts, and all kind of skills that we needed to deliver this project. And we were given 9 months to deliver from scratch the full IT architecture to able to support this new line of business for Ethias. So we rely on Agile software development methodologies, of course. We use two, Kanban and Scrum, and all the tools that can support these methodologies, like, of course, Jira and Confluence. We work with two tracks. The first track is what we call the discovery track. It's the part where we talk to customers or to target customers. We design all the functionalities. We find the needs. We do the user experience architecture. We test on prototypes the new features. We design them. We do all the copy. The business analysis, we check with the legal departments if everything is okay, if it works this way or that way, if we are fully compliant with all regulations and stuff like that. And then when we have a board at this on this track, when we decide it's okay, then we start doing the technical design, and we mark things as ready for the delivery backlog. When everything is ready, we have a definition of ready here. Then we have the delivery track that works here in Scrum. In the discovery track, we work in Kanban. And here, of course, we have sprints that most of the time last 3 weeks. And the scope is really, we have a nice velocity because the scope is really well defined in the discovery track. And so that's the way we develop. And the way we deliver is really that we built an MVP. So for example, we delivered the fact that you can subscribe an insurance contract, of course, online, but the addition or the modification of the contract is not yet available. So if you want to add or remove theft and vandalism option at this moment, you cannot do it yet, but it's in the plan. But that methodology and that way of thinking helped us deliver in 9 months the scope that we wanted to deliver. We were able to go to market at the time we committed to do. And I like this quote from Reid Hoffman, so the founder of LinkedIn. If you're not embarrassed by the first version of your product, you just ship too late. I can tell I was a bit embarrassed by the product that we shipped in September. But today we really are shipping every week, and we have something that is really that has really been improved since the last months. And we are now kind of happy to say that first we delivered this 100% in the cloud MVP of the information system needed to support Flora Insurance, and we keep on shipping every week. This is a view of our backlog 2-3 days ago, so you can see there are many user stories and features that we plan to add to our digital platforms. And that's where I stop, and that's where I'm gonna thank you and ask for questions if you have any.
Thank you, Fabien. I just have one question. In fact, how did you ensure your technical architecture was fully secure or fully secured?
Yeah, well, we first, our developers are all informed about the best practices of a well-secured IT infrastructure, of course. But we called on Enviso, which is an IT security company doing audits, and they audited our cloud infrastructure and and they did a penetration testing on our mobile app and web apps, so we could go live in production with being fully reassured about these aspects.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a third party that audited what we did, and it was a really good report, I have to say.
Mm-hmm. Otherwise, you wouldn't have gone live, I presume.
Of course, because the insurance industry is of course really watched and regulated by the FSMA, and so we didn't want. We've been told, don't be that all in our sack at Ethias. Make sure that what you deliver is really fully secure, and that's what we did.
Yeah. Other question: how did you manage, in fact, the prioritization of your features? What to do first? What's next, etc. Who made those decisions? How did you make them?
Well, the first thing is that we see by experience that most of the time, sorry for the word, but product owners suck a little bit because the lack of IT skills or the lack of business skills. And so what we decided to put in place, because we are really into Agile, but we also know that Agile is more principles than strict methodology. So we gather 3 profiles together to play the role of a product owner. So we have our technical architect, me, and our business analysts, and also my counterpart at Ethias, and we make the decisions together. So we take into account the constraints of the business, the technical constraints, and the user experience constraints. So we really try to make informed decisions as fast as possible. And so we have weekly or bi-monthly meetings where we decide on the different prioritization that we need and what have to come next on the roadmap. So we really have an agile backlog, not really a roadmap of outputs, but really we have a backlog of outputs, but a roadmap of outcomes, business outcomes.
Do you know how it is running? In fact, what are the first results, and are you reaching new segments? Are they reaching new markets with this new type of insurance?
Well, at this point, I have to admit that even the worst scenario in the business case is not achieving results. But of course, the pandemic didn't help, and we did this business case before. But we are continuously improving, meaning that we released an MVP. For example, that there was a missing feature because in our market study, we didn't see that people needed some other ways of paying. We decided to launch with only PayPal and credit card as way to pay your insurance. And we, of course, noticed that many people didn't have or didn't want to use those means to pay their insurance and wanted to use a SEPA, for example, domiciliation. So we had to add it. And since we had added it 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, our conversion rate did 4 times. So we put a lot of energy in this improvement last month, and we also noticed that the next product will be for co-renters, because there's really a niche within our customers that is that are co-renters. So we are doing a specific product. Then it will be a personal liability, family personal liability product coming next, maybe by the end of this year. And yeah, the idea is really to keep improving all the time and to manage to add more insurance product on the platform.
Yeah, in fact, it's completely within the philosophy of fail fast, fail, and then get up and continuously learn from all from the experiences that you have seen up till now. So you go on in this same philosophy to improve the product and to win the market.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, no, it's good. Nice. All right. In fact, we're perfectly within the timing. Thanks a lot for the presentation, Fabien. And to all the people that have been watching us, please feel free to first of all to take contact with Fabien if you want through the platform of InfoSecurity. Of course, you can always send an email to Fabien or to marketing@NRB. So we'll make sure that Fabien will get your questions. And thanks for participating to this session, and certainly we hope to hear from you soon with your questions and interests. Thanks a lot, and see you next time.
Thank you.